Welcome to day 23 of this 30-day Bedtime Yin Yoga practice. This routine is all about going inward and retreating, so it's a really calming, soothing Yin Yoga practice. I'll be using a yoga bolster for this routine, so if you have one, of course, please join in and use yours as well. But if you don't have one, don't worry at all. You can use some pillows or cushions. And if you really don't have anything, you can just do the poses as normal. You don't necessarily need the yoga bolster. You also might have a yoga block nearby as well. We'll start today with Sleeping Swan. So if you are using cushions or bolsters, you can set them up on the mat now. So we'll have the bolster going lengthways. And then if you do want to use a yoga block, you might just prop up the bolster by putting the yoga block at the end of the bolster. And then once you're ready, you can bring your right shin forward. We'll prop ourselves up onto our hands so we can square out the hips a little bit. Back knee determines how deep you go into swan pose. And then when you're ready, you can just fold forward, either coming down onto the ground or onto your props. This time we'll look over towards the left. And we'll be staying here for 4 minutes. So feel free to adjust your props and wriggle and fidget, do whatever you need to do. And once you feel comfortable, we'll just find some stillness here. Allowing your body to completely pour into the bolster or out onto the ground. Letting go of anything that you're carrying with you today. It's very normal here if your mind is becoming distracted, if it's going outward. Just try your best to bring it back into your body. focusing on your breath or focusing on all of those little sensations you might be feeling. We'll be here for about 1 more minute. From here we'll come into a wide-legged child's pose. So you can prop yourself back up for a moment and then eventually ask that left knee to come forward to the opposite side of the bolster. If you want to stretch out your spine a little bit more, you might lower the bolster down by removing that block. And then once again, just pour your upper body down onto the bolster. If you need to support your hips a bit more, you can place the yoga block under your hips or just push the cushion or the bolster down so it's a little bit more beneath the hips. And we'll stay here like this for 4 minutes. And there's nothing in this world except you, your yoga props, your yoga mat, your breath, and the sensations in your body. we'll start to transition back into sleeping swan, this time keeping your left knee forward. So as you're ready, you can slide that right leg back long onto the mat. You can set up your props as you prefer. And remember to try and keep your hips square-ish here. This time we'll look over towards the right. Dropping into your left glute. And just pouring any worries into your bolster or into your mat. You can prepare to come out of the pose now, really slowly picking yourself back up. And eventually you can make your way to downward facing dog. So your hands stay towards the front of the mat. Bring both of your feet back. Point your tailbone up. maybe just paddle your feet here. We'll just release the upper back by dropping your head, maybe bringing your ears in line with your biceps. Point your tailbone up towards the sky. Keep a little bend in your knees and then try to press your heels down towards the mat as you keep pushing yourself away from your hands. You can drop both knees back down onto the mat and then just take a moment to sit in whatever position works best for you. Feeling the effects of the poses you've practiced so far. The next pose that we'll practice is Anahatasana. So you don't really need any props for this one. You can just bring your knees onto the mat, folding the mat or putting a blanket in underneath your knees if they feel sensitive. Then stretch your hands towards the top of your mat as you drop your head and chest down. Hips stay over the knees here, so just make sure they haven't shifted too far back towards your heels. Feeling this opening through the front of your chest, around your upper back, within your shoulders and the tops of your arms. If this pose feels too intense, you can take a bend into your elbows. We'll stay here for 2 minutes. Now you can start to slowly reverse out of the pose. Maybe dropping your hips back to your heels for a brief child's pose. And when you're ready, you can come back up to sit on the mat. Finding your most comfortable way to sit. And once again, just retreating inwards to feel whatever you're feeling. From here, we'll come to lie on the mat. And you might place your bolster in underneath your hips. And just making yourself super comfortable here for a moment. Allowing your spine to adjust to the floor and the bolster beneath it. You can send your left leg long on the yoga mat and then bring your right knee up into your chest. Gently squeezing that knee, releasing any tension from the hip. And then we'll bring this into a twist by bringing the sole of the right foot onto the left thigh. Stack your hips so your right hip comes over the left. And then look over to the right, maybe extending that right arm to the right as well. And if you are using a bolster, just being very mindful that your hips might react differently to this pose now that they are in a different position than normal. Make sure both of your shoulders can still stay connected to the mat. We'll stay here for 3 minutes. You can stay in this one knee reclined twist, or you might find it a little bit more comfortable to take yourself into a twisted roots position. So finding that right foot and just bringing it in underneath your left leg, maybe hooking that right foot to your left calf, and then dropping into this twisted roots position. Make your way slowly back to center. When you're in the middle, you might just rest your knees against each other, having your feet wide apart. We'll go to the opposite side now, extending the right leg long, bringing the sole of the left foot onto the right thigh, and then stacking your hips to bring the knee over towards the right. Staying here, or maybe twirling that left leg around the right, hooking your left foot to your right calf if you can. Both shoulders stay connected. Left arm might extend out to the left for a little bit more stability. And to go deeper, you can look to the left. Come back to center now. Resting in whatever position your body is calling for. Now bring both of your knees up into your chest. Keeping your feet side by side, not crossing your ankles. We'll stay here for the last 3 minutes of our practice. Taking this opportunity to release your spine, your hips, to stretch out your lower back, and to massage all of your internal organs with each breath in and out. And there's a whole universe inside you. So if your mind is going out, bring it back in. Encourage it to explore everything that's happening within you. Explore each subtle sensation of your breath. Any stress or worries are all being gently squeezed out of your body now. And your yoga mat is going to take them for you. When you're ready to release the pose, you can unfurl. Maybe coming back into corpse pose. Legs are long. Arms are taking up lots of space. I encourage you to stay here for as long as you can, or to click into this 10-minute guided relaxation. If you enjoyed this video, leave it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you back here tomorrow for day 24. Until then, take good care, good night, and goodbye.